In my experience, it's the obscenely rich who fear death the most. It makes sense when you think about it. Very few high-ranking corporate types can claim to have amassed their wealth through entirely honest means. If there's no afterlife, all the backstabbing and exploitation done in the name of profit would be in vain. If there is an afterlife, well, not many religions and mythologies look too kindly on the tactics used to excel in the world of modern business. An expensive tombstone isn't going to take the sting out of hellfire. That's where we come in. We sell heaven to the elite. We offer a man-made alternative to facing death's terrors. The first stage of this process falls to the salesman. They stock the very best private hospitals in search of dying oligarchs. When death is but a few hours away, even the most powerful men and women forget about negotiation. They're all too eager to sign that dotted line and submit themselves to our care. None of this is strictly legal, of course. The amount of red tape and time wasting involved in conducting our business by the book would make a defense lawyer blush. It's faster, easier, and ultimately cheaper to grease the palms of hospital administration. Once a client has signed our contracts, they're driven to one of our facilities and handed over to the doctors. It's their job to prepare the client for admission into heaven. First, the client's head is shaved and a few dozen holes are drilled into their skull. These millimeter-wide orifices are designed to accommodate the various needles and probes of the Valkyrie engine. Now, I couldn't tell you exactly how the engine works. It's not my job to know. What I can tell you is that consciousness, emotion, and sensation are all ultimately just data. The Valkyrie engine collects that information and transfers it from a biological to a digital format. In short, we take the wealthy out of their bodies and upload them to a hard drive. At this point, we return the body to the client's family to bury or cremate as they see fit. We also provide them with what we call a spirit board. There's nothing occult about the device. We just thought the name fit nicely. The spirit boards resemble something like a cross between a tablet and a mobile phone. With it, the family is able to type messages to the client and vice versa. This is actually a fairly recent addition to our business. It's beneficial for everyone for the client to be able to communicate with his or her loved ones. For one thing, it's proof that our company isn't a scam. The family is free to ask the client any number of personal questions that we couldn't possibly know the answer to. It also makes my job a hell of a lot easier. With the doctor's job done, the client is ready to experience digital heaven. That's where the engineers come into play. These men and women are given custody of a dozen or so uploaded clients. They monitor and manipulate the data on their screens to keep our clients happy. A simple flip of a switch can stimulate any number of emotions and sensations. A digital consciousness can be made to experience contentment, warmth, or sexual ecstasy as often as they need. Should one feeling become too bland or too intense, the engineers can remedy the situation with something different. The engineers are always coming up with new sensations to add to their repertoire, the most recent being the simulated smell of freshly baked bread. Finally, there are the debt collectors. That's my job. We require monthly payments to keep our businesses afloat. For that reason, we only cater to the extraordinarily wealthy. Even so, things can sometimes go wrong. Stocks crash, businesses fail, and spoiled brats squander their inheritance. Sometimes, those monthly payments stop coming in. For the first month, my fellow debt collectors and I will simply separate a client from the stimulation provided by the engineers. They're reduced to a simple consciousness, devoid of any sensation. The only solace they have is that they can communicate with their loved ones via the spirit board. For the second month, we take a more active role in encouraging the client's family to pay. Those pleasant emotions of contentment and joy provided by the engineers can just as easily be made rather unpleasant. Fear, misery, paranoia, anger, despair, and anxiety are the primary weapons of the debt collectors. By this point, the spirit board will be alerting the client's family without pause. Most of our clients are not used to begging for money, but there's a first time for everything. Finally, if we still haven't received payment by the 3rd month, things start to get a little nasty. Physical pain is simply a body's way of transmitting a damage report to your brain. It's just data, and so it can be replicated digitally. The debt collectors have experimented with numerous forms of pain, but we always come back to a classic. The Bible is full of good ideas, but the concept of everlasting fire is easily the best. There's nothing like a spirit board pumping out an unrelenting stream of garbled pleas for mercy to cure the family of their short arms and deep pockets. So, if you can't tolerate your fear of death, if you can't face that leap into the unknown, we're here to help. We can provide our clients with a digital paradise, as long as they can afford it. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. As always, leave a comment down below telling me what you thought about the story. Give it a like or a dislike depending on what you thought of it, and if you like the content you see, hit the subscribe button to get more videos just like this. And as always, have a good one.